Yuma Proving Grounds near Yuma, Arizona. Prior to the union, many workers here waited 3 years or more for a 10 or 15 cent an hour raise. That is, if they managed to hold on to their jobs at all.
The items that led us to want to organize and have a union represent us, about three things. One was none of us had received a wage increase or a raise in 4 years. Some of the guys had been 5 years. The other contractors at the base had been receiving annual raises, and we hadn't received any raises, and nobody could give us an answer as to why. Second of all, I had a supervisor who was fired because he simply asked a question about our health care. There was a problem with his health care. He asked a question to try to get it resolved, and he was fired for it. The third thing is that different jobs would open up within the company to be promoted, better jobs, better paying jobs, and none of us were given an opportunity to even apply, let alone just be interviewed or anything. None of us were ever given the opportunity to apply. So one of the fellows, a lineman by the name of Brad Saxby, he called Mike Verbout and Bill Turner in Tucson and said, "We want you guys to come out here and talk to us." And that's how we ended up with the union.
We had a running count going from Monday to Thursday, how many people were getting fired or who was getting disciplined for what, stupid crap. We just... we wanted representation, someone to go to for the problems that we're facing with the management.
Actually, it was very simple. There were 6 or 8 people that voiced their intent or voiced to the union that we wanted representation. 570 came down with the international organizer here to Yuma. We had a meeting in the evening. We had about 60 people at the meeting, and the total number of employees we had was about 80 at that time. And we got over 50% of the total employment to sign on the first night. About a month later, the NLRB came, and we had our official vote, and we had about 98% that voted for the union to represent them.
We knew, what we were expected to do, what we could do, to talk to management. That was the biggest thing. They opened their doors, and whatever problems that came up, then we could sit down arm's length and talk about it, and get a good working relationship between the two groups.
Knowing that you have a job, if you do your job, you have a job. Knowing that you're going to have medical benefits. I myself have used them. I've had to take 6 months off of work, and due to the union and the benefits, I was paid for those 6 months off. If you have to have surgery and you can't work, I didn't have to worry about my family starving, getting behind in all my bills. For 6 months, I got a steady paycheck when I wasn't working, just because of the union.
Local 570 named some stewards. Some of us went to steward school, and the word was put out that you have the right to representation. You have the right for somebody to sit there with you in a disciplinary hearing when the company decides that they need to do something as far as discipline goes. That was the biggest change. People not being fired, people having the right to representation, and regular pay raises. That was the major change. The company only did one thing. They sent us all a letter asking us to reconsider. They said, we'll take care of you, we'll do whatever's needed to be done. But at that particular point, we had been lied to so many times that we didn't trust management, and basically everybody just ignored the letter.